All right, go get it, nation. We are here. It is shortly after 3 o'clock Eastern time. And boy, oh boy, what a wacky day. If you were trying to join us on LinkedIn, LinkedIn was down. And then I posted, let everybody know that LinkedIn was down. Then it miraculously came back up again. And now it's down again. So we had tried to post and do our stream on LinkedIn and Facebook and YouTube and Clubhouse. And now we are here just on Facebook, YouTube, and Clubhouse. And for those of you joining us on Clubhouse, I can see you there. Please mute your microphones. You guys will be a fly on the wall here. So I am, it's three-ish. It's the show must go on. We got to put our big boy pants on and figure this one out. And I couldn't have a better guest on to help me through this crazy time because she is tough as nails and she is certainly putting up with a heck of a lot more right now than I am, given that we broke the internet today. So please let me welcome longtime voiceover industry veteran, someone that I have a tremendous amount of admiration and respect for. And she's got this cool new little company called CastVoices. Welcome to the show, the founder of CastVoices, Liz Atherton.
Greetings. And Corey, I'm going to put on my big boy pants too, okay? Just saying, if you can put on big boy pants, I can put on big boy pants.
I like your style. Liz. Well, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We have a lot of folks joining us, and I'm going to make it a point. We always like to give shout outs to the people that join us on the show. And as I acknowledge everyone, let me remind you that we have Liz kind of held captive here for the next little bit. And you would be extremely foolish not to be peppering her with all sorts of great questions about this great new launch of this software that's coming out. So real quick, let's say hello to everybody here real quick. My better half has joined us. Elaine, how you doing there, honey? Steve Tardio is here. Charlie Wyrock, how are you? The big dog, Jim Cooper, has joined us. Nick Middlecoff has joined us. Kevin Cady is here. Merrill Goldsmith, Chad Erickson, my brother from another mother. John Grimes is here. Brad Storm has joined us, and Craig Ayok has joined us. David Inahosa, Greg J. Gibbons. You're a popular person there.
It's all guys. Hi,
guys. They're filing in, and as more folks weave in and out of the show, I will make it a point to say hello. Thank you, Venus and Bobby, for joining us on Clubhouse. Just a reminder to mute your microphones. Gil McConnell, Scott Kunda has joined us. So let's get down to business here, Liz. First, let me say, if you would have canceled on me today, I would have not have been angry at all because you are living in the state of Texas. You got how many days has it been since you had water?
9.
Oh
my goodness. 9.
Well, you're an absolute trooper for hanging in there with us. And I can't thank you enough, although go figure with these technical glitches, my, oh my. But I don't want this to be the typical, this is your life, what's CastVoices all about, because you've done an amazing job. You kind of done the press junket. You've done the circuit.
I know, and listen, I want to say thank you to everybody because we didn't reach out. Everybody reached out to us, and I got to tell you that vote of confidence and interest is it just makes my heart swell, and everybody's, I mean the whole team's, because when you're getting unsolicited opportunity to talk, it means people or at least are curious, and that's pretty awesome. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome, and I know you're going to have shine a big light on this this new app, this new online platform, because voice talent are itching for a place, of course, where they can get gigs, where there's not a lot of nonsense, let's say. And I
don't know if I can promise you that. No, I got some nonsense going on. Just letting you know.
Fair enough. It probably has nothing to do with the
no, nothing.
Yeah, not a thing. But I got to know, because this wasn't just a spur of the moment thing. I have to think that this was something that you had been the climate, the environment of how folks were getting voiceover jobs and how the internet was affecting your regular former course of business as an agent. I've been paying attention. I knew you were kicking this soccer ball around for a little while. So walk me through, at least give me the history lesson as to the why and the when.
I mean, just a real quick history lesson. Before I was an agent, I worked in high tech as a project manager, and I really liked that work. I was kind of forward thinking in technology in terms of the whole business, because I've been in it since, I don't know, dinosaurs walked the face of the earth. And this was back when a lot of casting didn't even have computers. How's that for aging? Sure. Thank God for chemicals. Anyway, so I really, there was some platforms trying to come out back in the day, and they would give you a computer to use their platform and all this other kind of stuff. And I was like, we built this submission tool. I was like the first website, if not first, the second one in the world ever, and for talent agents. And then mine was automated, had some stuff about it. Anyway, it's project management 101. I just dig the technology side of things. Not that I didn't love being an agent. I mean, who doesn't like getting on a call at 2:00 in the morning asking somebody what I think about their headshots? I mean, I know that is everybody's dream call at 2:00 in the morning. But I was extraordinarily fortunate. The last couple of years at TAG, I was the founder of TAG with another lady, and then she left. But I worked with some amazing people. Jimmy Cobble on the voiceover area, and Jorge Elizondo on camera place. And when it was time for me to kind of take on my next adventure, those guys took on those two companies and are just going gangbusters. I mean, they're just awesome people. So I just had this real interest in automation, and I just got really lucky because the team also had a real interest in automation, and I get to work with, it is literally a dream job because our CTO is smart as a whip and so smart, and has really helped to shape how this thing works internally and externally. And the other team members, I mean, his name is Nick, and then our director of marketing, comes at this company with an incredible, treasure trove of experience and, people that she knows. Her name is Elizabeth Alcott. Our technology, we have a technology advisor, Adam Creighton, who, I tell you what, if you ever get an opportunity to just sit down with Adam and have a conversation, his use of the English language is astounding. I know that it's a kind of a pivot over here, but when you sit and talk with someone who can paint a picture with words that is intellectually stimulating, I don't know how to call it, that's Adam. And it just so happens that Adam has been a voiceover and actor most of his adult life, as well as he runs a software studio developing games for all the big dogs. And we want all the big dogs to use us to cast their games. So we feel like, and I was an agent for a while, so we feel like we've got, some real good experience in the sectors that bring work to the talent. And then, from Nick's standpoint, all along, he was like, I want to build this from the point of view of the talent. And so, yes, some argue that it's a P2P or a P2P. We argue it's a P to N. P2Ps. You have to pay in order to play. You have to. You got to have a subscription somewhere. We have a basic one that'll come out on March 20th when we launch. That's free. And we did not build our algorithm. Our algorithm is built on if you match the specs on a platform invite, everything's invite only. If you match the specs, you get invited. You don't get preference if you have an upgraded subscription. You don't get preference. You can't buy rank. And so if it's a platform matching invite, everybody gets invited. And where the upgraded subscriptions have a leg up, if you will, and it's not really a leg up, because they have subscribed and they can put more data on the site, on their profiles. They can put more tags because they have more profiles. Just, logically, there's a chance that they might match things that you don't if you're over here with one demo and one headshot. So, but you pay for that. Plus, we have, coming from the point of view of the actor, we really we want to be so feature rich that, you know, heaven forbid you don't get an invitation one way or the other to this site. There's enough tools on there to support the $150 or $250 a year expense, and that is the direction we're heading. That's a whole lot of words out of my mouth. I hope. Did I get off task? Probably.
I know. I want to turn you loose here, but I want to steer you back here. Okay. Was this in reaction to what some other companies were doing that you objected to, or did you just see this as an opportunity to do what they were doing better?
Strictly an opportunity. We started this in 1995. Those people were maybe not even born. So I mean, I don't know. I'm old. So
Stop.
Yeah, this has been a passion project of mine since 1995. I reserved casting.com. I don't still have it, but I reserved it. So this is not the way it laid out and the way the features that are there. I got to give credit to Nick, man. He's just so frigging smart. But the idea of developing a casting software with profiles for the talent and all that kind of stuff, that has been in the churn. I've got paperwork, 25 years ago. So no, I'm not trying to get somebody else out of business. You know what?
You just had vision. Yeah.
Well, Corey.
No, that's fair. That's good. That's a good thing. Now, real quick, I want to introduce some of the folks who have joined us here on the live stream. Anthony Palmini is here. Bobby Alcott has joined us. Elizabeth Alcott has joined us.
Well, there you go.
There you go. John Malone, Hamilton Newton is here. Thank you guys all for joining us here. Scott Parkin has jumped on. You have a lot of fans.
No.
You're gonna make me look real good.
I just want to hear text and talk. That's all.
So we're launching in a few weeks.
We are.
Another thing you did, which was pretty unique, which is admirable, which not many folks tend to dovetail into a new business venture, is the charitable cause that's tied into this. That you're not just trying to give an opportunity to voiceover talent to make money. You're actually trying to give some money back to voice talent.
It is who the team is, period. It just, it just is. It just is. These people that I get to work with have been philanthropic all their lives. And philanthropy doesn't necessarily come from a place of deep pockets. Philanthropy comes from your heart. And I just get to work with great people. We thought, well, what an awesome opportunity. We can create this campaign. We can give a very healthy piece of the subscription, people that choose to subscribe, contribution to, man, look around the world right now. Are we not going crazy?
Just a wee bit.
And it's a passion project of mine. I was like, hey, man, can part of it go to feed the homeless? And everybody's like, of course. And then there's a voiceover charity that is run by Tim Freelander. And if you're a voiceover talent, no questions asked, you reach out. I mean, don't go buy a mic with it, man. It's feed your family, pay your electric bill. So, nobody on the team blinked twice. And it's really, really, really had some other amazing benefits. We have, we're still cranking the back end of this thing, coding that stuff. And we've had 2 different changes to our thought process and ultimately the output because of feedback from things just like this. And that's an amazing thing that happened as a result of this campaign. And secondly, we have raised, at least at the time of Almost Press, $26,373 for that we were splitting 50-50 between Feeding America and the VO fund. So yeah.
Now, Go Get It Nation, you're paying attention here. Liz and her team are putting together something, like I said, not only that's going to create opportunities for you, but they're giving a lot of good back, which is a warm, fuzzy feeling we should have a lot more of out there. That's for sure. But I want you guys to have the opportunity, if you haven't seen some of the other appearances Liz has made, if you haven't done your due diligence and looked on the Indiegogo campaign that she's running, where there's a lot of details and there's video content that is out, this is your opportunity. Go Get It Nation. Pay attention here. You got to talk to the founder right now. You can ask her a question right now. Get your questions answered. If you haven't joined up already, I don't know what you're waiting for, because it's a very modest expense, all things considered. And you're going to have legit casting opportunities on there because of your experience and who you're connected to. And you have agents that are signing up left and right. We do have a question from the peanut gallery here. Charlie Wyrock says, what is the biggest distinction between CastVoices and other platforms which you feel voice talent will really like?
I get asked that every single time, and every single time my answer is, I'm not trying to compare to other platforms. I am not trying to say use us over them. If I've ever said that, I haven't. I just haven't. Listen, it is a lot of effort with a lot of really smart people to put any platform together. Whether or not you have respect for the owner is between you and you. Because the stuff that goes around. But I feel like our platform offers you a whole lot of bells and whistles, features, whatever you want to call it. But that doesn't mean that well, of course we're better, but that's my opinion. That doesn't mean you shouldn't go market the heck out of yourself at every possibility and chance that you can.
Wait. Let me stop you there. Hang on. That's important. All right.
It is.
We're going to rewind here for a second. Go Get It Nation. You just heard one of the foremost authorities in the voiceover talent business say a very profound and compelling thing, which I feel compelled to stop and make you and ask you and beg you to say it once more. You said voice talent.
Get out there and market yourself.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. This is someone who is selling subscriptions to a voiceover site, telling you to go market yourself elsewhere too.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I need a cold drink after that. That was good. That's awesome. We got another question from the audience here. Jim Cooper asks, how is CastVoices going to stand out from a client standpoint to bring in jobs?
Sorry, I have to hydrate because, the whole water thing.
You do that, and I'm going to do this while you do that.
Okay, you do that. How are we going to stand out in terms of what? My apologies.
From a client standpoint to bring in jobs.
All I can tell you is in acquisition, in buyer client acquisition, we have a database of over 2,000 people that I've worked with. And then we also have the other members of the team that they've worked with. I wanted to address just real quick one of the questions, because I got it this morning and you addressed it there. We put an agent option so that agent could join, but we have had many inquiries from agents, but we're telling them to wait, because if they wait until we launch, when they sign up, they get a 3-month free pre-trial so they can test it out. And we'd rather them do that. And that also pivots to one other question. When we roll out, you can get a basic, which is our free option. Because if you're going to get auditions from your agent through CastVoices, you have to have a profile, because your profile travels with you to all the auditions and all that kind of stuff. So back to the client, we're not in between you and the client. I touched on, you could be platform invited. You can also be talent agent invited and invited directly from the buyer. So if the buyer, a lot of agencies are setting up rosters. So anybody that wants to hire talent, whether you're trying to help somebody post out on Facebook or you're doing this, however you're trying to collect talent, you can post that stuff for free. You can invite folks directly. You can set up your own rosters to invite folks directly. You can invite the agents, or you can do a platform match where everybody gets invited, and then you can determine how many auditions you want to review. And if you don't find what you want, you can open it more and more. When it's a platform match, like I said before, those get presented to casting first come, first serve. That's just the way it is. You're Johnny on the spot. You get to get your audition in first. A demo is required to be on the site. to be visible on the site. You're a voiceover. You got to be able to hear you one way or the other.
Yeah,
So you got to have a demo. And that kind of raises the bar as to the level of talent on the site. But when it's a platform match, we're not between you and the client. Everything is transparent. We don't take fees from anybody. So there's no commissions or any of that stuff built in. If you're invited through an agent, you have to honor the agent's rules on the client contact. That's just, to me, you work through an agent. You book through a client through an agent. That client always filters through that agent in terms of commissions and fees and everything because they introduced you. And then if you're direct invite, well, you know them anyway. So, I don't know if that answered the question. I hope it did.
You did. And you kind of even tickled. There's 2 questions that popped up, actually 3 more. And 2 of them you probably tickled in your answer. One was from Greg J. Gibbons. He said, what's the cut that CastVoices will the rates be industry relevant? And then Merrill Goldsmith asked, what percentage will CastVoices take from each job? So that's 0.
Correct. And so we are, and it won't launch with our MVP, our minimum viable product, but it will be in within a few weeks. We've worked with GVAA for non-union projects to match, to do a sanity check against what they consider the rate. And I know from an agent back in the day, they would call me frequently and say, does this rate sound good? Does this rate sound good? So I know they're always on top of things. And so we will match. And you'll get a little, I think it's color coded. It'll come into your inbox. Yeah, this meets GVAA rates, or yeah, this does not meet GVAA rates. And that won't be ready when we launch, but it'll be ready shortly thereafter. And then on the union projects, we're just going to say union rate, because union rates vary based on zip code sometimes. And if it's a union project, then it's a union rate. And whatever that rate is, if you're a union talent, regrettably, you're going to have to go look it up until we build some kind of relationship with SAG that we can have that data automatically updated. Presently, we don't. Gotcha.
Scott Kunda has a good question. He said that he saw that pay is done through yourself, meaning the talent and the client. What is there if there's an issue? Will CastVoices get involved to settle a dispute?
No, they'll not. No, that's not our place. We are a job posting site, effectively. At some point, we are talking about doing a pass-through, or not taking fees from it, but doing a pass-through where the buyer can put a credit card up or however they want to do it, so that the talent, when they both agree, the talent gets paid. That's not there now.
It's a portal, basically, for payment. A portal for payment.
Yeah, portal for pay. Just make it, it kind of hold it in escrow kind of stuff, but not taking any fees from that. But that's not in place right now. We're a job through. That won't be our space to sit there if they don't pay you. We can provide any kind of documentation they put on there. You'll have the same stuff we'll have, but we won't be able to chase that down. And I'm sorry, bud. Get your agent to do that stuff for you and pay them commission.
Scott, I know a big bald guy who's good at collecting money. If you have a problem, just say. A question here from Merrill Goldsmith. Will we always have to work through our agent, or will we be able to audition for jobs individually?
Now, remember, there's 3 ways you get invited. Platform matching, whether any level, your data is out there, you match, and the casting director chooses platform matching as the criteria for invitation, you get invited 100% of the time. If you match the criteria, you get invited. So that is straight up just membership, whether you're free, standard or pro. The other ways you get invited are through agents. And yes, you're going to have an agent on the system in order, if the agent gets invited to a project on the system, to be invited to a project on the system. And then the third is if you get on an agency, not talent agency, but ad agency, casting site, casting team, roster, they can set all of those up. Or if your friends are trying to find somebody for somebody, they can do all of that through direct invite.
Gotcha. And a question from Jimmy Celeste. We tickled this a little bit, but if you just want to make it clear for the folks who were late jumping on or catching this on the replay, didn't hear the beginning, what is the official launch date?
March 20th, we are launching the talent profiles. And it is getting here close. Just booked my flights to LA because we're going to have an event in LA as socially distanced and quarantined as we need to. We're launching the talent profiles on March 20th. We will roll out casting I think we have it scheduled around for 2 to 3 weeks. We want the talent populated. We want agents to have time if they want to jump on the system to do all of that. We want, all of that tendricles that populate the database to have time to do it before we get casting on there and inviting people. We don't want them to have a poor experience, because not that we wouldn't have the top 3 people in the entire world. Actually, we're over 300 subscriptions so far. So it's going to be pretty healthy, but still, it's we kind of see ourselves in the future as a repository of your information. At some point, you'll be able to upload documents that go with your bookings, which will go into your resume, and it's kind of like a repository. That's on our what we call the TV, the long range plan. Yeah, we just have big plans.
I love it. I love it. Scott has another question here. He says, will we get a link to set up our profile before the site goes live?
You will. If you subscribed earlier, you will. The other benefit to subscribing earlier is that we're giving you 14 months for the 12, because you're going to get basically this get it all pretty time on there free, because we're bumping it out on the other end. And you also get to kind of have some, touchy-feely on our, it's not really our ticket, but during that 2 months of free time where, you can see stuff coming through. You can kind of help talk it up if we need to talk it up. You can send it out and get people to join the system. And I'm talking about clients, your buyers, get them on there. Even if they only want to invite you, that kind of stuff generates excitement. And it's a really good system. It's a great place to take care of, your data management for auditions.
And for folks that want to subscribe now, Craig Aycock asked, what's the best place on the Indiegogo?
There's really only one. You go to our Indiegogo campaign, and I saw that Corey had copied it into the comments. You go to the Indiegogo campaign. You can, there's 2 perks. Well, there's 3 perks, because this is one for the agent, but we're just telling them just to wait. But the first 2 perks, you can purchase a standard for $150 a year and you get 14 months, or you can purchase the pro for $250 a year. And then if you want to just contribute any monies that are just contributed, and we've actually collected, some monies, those go straight to the charities. It's a pass-through.
Nice. Jimmy Celeste asked, if we start out at the standard to see how it goes, can you upgrade to the pro midstream?
Why, of course you can, Jimmy. You just jump right on there and you just do that. We hope y'all do that.
That is great. You are like one of the designing women. Remember that show?
I do. I can't help but I believe they were from Georgia, and I am from Texas. And as I get older, that accent of mine just has its own set of rules. I don't, it just decides when it's going to be chatty.
Let me remind you guys, Go Get It Nation, we're here live on Ringside with Liz Atherton from CastVoices, and you have the opportunity to ask questions. There's been all kinds so far. We are simulcasting.
Can I throw something out? I'm sorry, Corey. Can I throw something out?
Please.
Listen, if you guys have an agent question, and I'm not trying to take away from CastVoices, but if you do have an agent question, I did it for a little while. I'm happy to help, answer 1 or 2 of those if you want to throw them in.
Yes.
Is that cool? If that's not cool, it's Corey's fault, and I never said it.
It's totally cool. I mean, this is an opportunity for you to be a resource. As we're just trying to give you a platform to, not only introduce CastVoices, but if someone wants to pick your brain about, talent agent.
Well, I think it just adds to the legitimacy that we kind of, I do kind of just sometimes on Tuesday afternoons at 3 p.m. Eastern tend to know what I'm doing. Sometimes.
Well, thank goodness, because otherwise we're never going to do a show on Monday with you then. So
yeah, always a Tuesday.
Jimmy Celeste asked one more time, if we upgraded to the pro, we can throw in the extra 100. He said, yes, that's basically what Liz said. You can upgrade, and there's a mechanism to pay the extra money in the middle, I guess.
Once we subscribe, if you're going through this Indiegogo, whatever you've subscribed at the Indiegogo is where you're going to start when it launches. After it launches, if you want to upgrade, it'll be prorated and stuff, and you can throw in the extra monies to upgrade it to the higher level for certain.
Any thoughts on this? Is a question from yours truly. Any thoughts on? There's a lot of discussion, like, Bob Bergen has an article that's out about how the union is fizzling a little, how non-union work has proliferated. Any thoughts about that particular subject?
Oh, I'm just so glad you asked me that, Corey.
You're ringside. We're no hold barred here.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, listen, I have acting children that are members of the union, and the union is a really good organization for helping people make sure for paid rates are fair, for collecting monies in retirement, for taking care of insurance, and it's it serves its purpose very well for those that it serves. Regrettably, for the union, is that non-union work is it's everywhere, and the voiceover work pool is chock full. Voiceover has just gone bananas, as one could expect, with the redos of message, back to a different redo of message, back to a different redo of message, and that's just pandemic related.
Mm-hmm.
The news is crazy, products are crazy. The whole world turned upside down. So that just generated a lot of voiceover work. One can debate whether there should be a union or there should not be a union. Listen, thank goodness for the union in the time that it's been there in some ways, because it has really helped folks understand the value of a talented artist. There's you don't just get to say, oh, thank you for your 20 years of work, here's $2. I mean, regrettably, that still happens because there are platforms or just people directly that will do work for a lesser amount. I don't know that they don't understand that with quality work, there's less work. I mean, in a good way. The quality of life. You do quality work, you buy quality talent. You're in and out of the studio faster as a quality talent. If you set your standards to be an acceptable standard for your effort and your time and your years and your experience, then you don't have to work all the $2 jobs, because you're getting the value for your voice with that $5,000 job or that $500 job. And that's why you do it. I understand it's difficult for people who need to eat, people who are new to the business and are trying to build a resume. I understand the difficulty in towing the line and making sure that you don't accept work like that, because you're trying to think for the whole. With the union, they think for the whole. With the non-union world, it is all over the place, and we can judge and we can say no, and we can hope for the best. But ultimately, we are all individual business owners. That's why we call ourselves a B2B SaaS. We're a software. We're a business-to-business software as a service. Because everybody that is listening on this cast right now is a 1099er, which 1099er means self-employed, which means you are your own business. To say that the voiceover community has a lovely business-to-business relationship as it is. I mean, look at us. Look at all these people that have come just to, join in. It is remarkable. But, it's a big ask to ask somebody that needs to eat not to do something. I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying,
it is what it is.
It is what it is, and we collectively have to just keep pushing for the right answer in rates.
A couple more questions here for you. First, a hello to Trisha Pollitt-Reckner. Hi, Trisha. It's my wife's personal trainer jumped on. Craig has a question. Can you have multiple demos on a standard profile compared to the pro profile?
Can you?
Yeah, that's the question.
Yeah, I think you get 5. And listen, don't quote me on this. It says it on the Indiegogo, but I think you get 5 demos on the standard, and you get unlimited demos on the pro. Okay. I think you get up to 5 videos, or it's 3 videos on the standard and 5 on the pro. You get an amount of space on the server on a standard, and it's increased on the pro. And so And I'm going to ask Bobby if he can type in the comments if he's at a place like that, if he'll go look at that real quick, or Elizabeth, and correct me on that. By the way, those are two. I didn't get a chance to get to Bobby. Bobby's he's our team captain. But if we can, they'll correct me there. But on each of those demos, you can then tag them to show up in a search for various. I mean, like I listened to this amazing character video the other day. I mean, demo, and I'm like, you should pop a little real commercial up front on that, and that should also be your commercial demo because it was amazing. I've been saying now for about a year and a half that unique voices are going to rule the world right now because everybody's tired. Everybody's listening to everything. You can't help it. Everything talks to you. Sure. And the more unique your voice, the more you're going to stand out. And I mean accents, everything. So everybody in my world, if I were there, would be submitting 2 reads for every audition that came through. One, the one you're asked for, and the other one in your character voice. Anyway, this particular demo could easily be tagged as a commercial demo and an animation demo and a character demo. I think we have 38 different categories. So that's where it would show up in a search.
I've got a 3-part question from me. First, around how many talent are on the site currently signed up?
We've had 333 sign up. Some of those are donations. So let's just call it 325. Okay. On the Indiegogo thus far. Gotcha. And we also have some people that did kind of a pre-purchase because they were going to join us at a camp that we had to cancel because of the pandemic and things like that. So right now I think we're easily at about 400.
Okay. And then the 2 parts are, is the platform built for bigger scale, and are you going to cap the amount of talent that might be on it at any given time? Yes,
no. It is built for worldwide scale. We want everybody to use it. Not all the projects are the United States, so the world isn't all trying to get U.S. work. There's work all over the United States, and people in those places, we're hoping that they pick up work through our platform. We are not capping it. We're not.
That's a fair answer.
First in, first out. You audition. You get invited. Everybody to any platform match at the exact same time. Poof! You get your stuff in first, and if let's just say they're going to listen to 200 reads, there's a counter going. If you get yours in, then you are submitted. And on our upgraded platforms, if they give you feedback, you get it. So, and it's direct feedback. It's not a ranking or a coding system. They can write you what they need to write you. There's lines you have to draw, and at some point, the economics of the company is important as well.
And there's no like underbidding or any of that type of stuff that goes on from the talent. Can they bid more than what the client is offering?
No.
Okay.
Client sets the rate. Client sets the rate. Client sets the rate.
Gotcha.
We do not pull anything off of it. We don't add anything to it. We don't even look at it except to compare it against what is an industry standard rate. And it soon will prompt them to say, if you pay an industry standard rate, you're probably going to have much more industry awesome people audition for your project. So,
understood. Yeah. Question from Diana Birdsall: will there be international opportunities?
Hello, Miss Diana Birdsall. Yes, we hope so. I mean, it's worldwide. Right now, the currency is in U.S. currency. And we do have some translation on the TV, on the radar, so that we can translate into. I think Spanish is our next one. I'm not sure about our third one, so that it makes it user friendly. But yes, we right now, in terms of the union drops down, I think we have I don't remember what all the unions we put in there, but certainly Canada, certainly the United States. I think we have actually put in a drop down. Oh gosh, I'm going to stop now because I don't know if there's specific what unions are in there, but there's also other. You can write it in. We want to be worldwide. Of course, of course, Pinky and the brain. Sorry.
This Animaniacs timeout was brought to you by Atherton. Sarah Tyndall asks, only on Pro can they write you? Question mark.
Yes. Yeah.
And Jim Cooper asks, is pro level exposed to more clients than standard?
No, we don't have, listen, the only way that would happen is because you can have more demos. So when you can have more demos, you can have more tags. You have more tags, you have more an opportunity that on a platform matching, versus one demo and 5 tags for that demo, or 3 tags. I think it's 5 tags for that demo. That demo can only show up in 5 spaces. You have 5 demos over here and 5 tags per demo. That's 25 spaces you can show up. So, but in terms of matching, if it's a low key match, I'm looking for a male 35 to 45. It doesn't matter what level you are. You match, you get invited. Awesome. No preference, no commissions. I know I feel like I'm saying this a lot, but I need people to hear it because we get asked a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that's what definitely sets you guys apart. And, would you believe that we have been carrying on this little conversation for 40 minutes?
Oh, wow. Hello.
Yeah, hello. No, it's great. I mean, you've been very generous with your time. Unless I'll give a last call for alcohol and other questions here. If anybody has anything we want to reach out to Liz about. Otherwise, you can certainly jump on in the comments in the replay and put other questions in there. I'm sure Liz will be keeping an eye on that stuff. I got to tell you, this was too much fun. I would love to have you on as a guest, not even talking about Cast Voices, just shooting the breeze with you.
Let's talk about fishing.
I stink at that. So I'll let you run with that. I'm not much.
Okay. We'll figure something out.
Yeah, maybe baseball. That's more my speed, but
we'll meet somewhere.
We'll meet somewhere in the middle. Well, Liz, you have been, you're a good egg. Let me tell you. I mean,
thanks, man.
For you to hang out, given everything you're putting up with, and then to deal with these technical glitches in the beginning, I wish you and your team and Cast Voices a lot of success. I'll certainly, try to elevate whatever you guys put out.
Oh, you rock. Thank you.
And introduce you guys to Go Get It Nation as often as I can. And you certainly know I'm here in your corner if you need me for anything. Okay.
Thank you,
Liz.
I appreciate you. Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining in today. You guys have a great day.
See you later. Go get it.
Thank you. Bye-bye.